Hi, in this video, I'm going to present my concept map and explain how it helped me organize my thoughts for my informative speech. My concept map is titled Research Techniques for Preparing an Informative Speech, and it shows the different steps I need to take when researching and organizing the speech. First, I started with the topic selection. In my concept map, I included choosing a relevant topic, considering an audience interest, and narrowing the focus. This is important because if the topic is too broad or not interesting, the speech won't be effective. For example, I thought about topics like college, mental health, which are relatable and meaningful. Next is research methods. I included using online databases like Google Scholar, academic journals, textbooks, and credible websites. This step is important because it ensures the information I use in my speech is reliable and accurate. It also connects to using library databases, which my professor emphasized. After finding sources, I focus on source evaluation. This includes checking the credibility of an author or organization, the accuracy of information, whether the source is biased, and if it's up to date. This step helps me avoid using unreliable or misleading information in my speech. Another part of my concept map is note-taking. I included writing key points instead of full sentences, organizing ideas into categories, and highlighting important facts and statistics. This helps me stay organized and makes it easier to turn my research into a speech later. I also included organizing information. This involves creating key main points, grouping similar ideas, and using outlines or concept maps. This step helps me structure clearly so the audience can easily follow along. Finally, I included applying research to speech. This means using evidence in my main points, added statistics and examples, supporting claims clearly, and connecting the research to the audience. This step is important because it turns research into something meaningful and persuasive. Creating the concept map did help me organize my thoughts and more clearly develop the direction of my speech planning process. Before making the concept map, my ideas were more scattered, and I wasn't completely sure how to connect everything together. However, once I visually laid out each step, it became easier to see how everything relates, from choosing a topic to applying research in my speech. The concept map helped me break down the process into smaller, manageable parts, which made the overall task feel less overwhelming. It also helped me identify what I needed to work on, such as finding strong sources and organizing my main points more clearly. Overall, the concept map gave me a more clear structure and direction for my informative speech, and it made me feel more prepared in developing my final speech. Also, to add on to that, one more thing I noticed while creating my concept map is that the process of organizing information is more complex than I originally thought. At first, I assumed that researching for a speech was just about finding information and putting it together. However, through this concept map, I realized that there are multiple steps involved, and each step plays an important role in creating an effective speech. For example, I initially struggled with deciding how detailed each section of my map should be. I didn't want it to be too simple, but I also did not want to overcomplicate it. So this made me think more carefully about what information is actually important and what could be simplified. Another challenge I faced was understanding how to connect each part of the process. Before, I thought of topic selection, research, and organization as separate steps. But through creating the concept map, I realized that they're all connected. For example, the topic I choose directly affects the type of sources I use, and the sources I find influence my speech. So that was the main thing that I noticed while creating my concept map. And thank you.